Excuse me. What up, family? Praise y'all. Welcome in. So, ask me about the title. It's not really that much of a story. It's kind of the same old story for me. So, yeah, I had to pull out the SP-404 Mark II. It's been a minute since I've used it, and I nearly sold it today. Nearly. My mind was on that route. You know, I had it all packaged up in a box, and I was going to take it over to Guitar Center. And then I had some other things to do because it wasn't the first thing I had to do that I was planning on doing. I really have been kind of neglecting it because, well, I don't want to, and there's no real good reasoning. I got sound, right? It's just kind of something I do. Like I buy machines, I buy a lot of samplers, I sell them, I rebuy them because I miss them. I sell them because I get in this mind state of what's the word for it? What's the opposite of hoarding? Minimalist. I get in this minimalistic mind state, and I just recently got an MPC 500 again. Really feeling it, but I go through these stages of feeling these different machines. I haven't pulled out the SP since I don't know, how long has it been since, well, really since I got the Lo-Fi 12 XT in, and then I got the MPC 500. I haven't been using this. I haven't been using it since I put the update 4.05 on it that was supposed to like remedy some of the issues. Like, you guys, if you have the SP, with 4.04 or whatever, there was like the resample crashes. That's mainly the only thing that I had issues with. So there's been an update since then that I think is supposed to fix those things. I really don't know if it has. I think I've seen some people around there saying they still have the issues. I haven't even used it since. So I had it in the car. I was like, nah, stop that. Stop trying to sell your gear. Just go home. And I'm just going to end up losing money that way. So I decided to just come back home and put this on the desk. So to really solidify this. And the main reason I think that I get rid of stuff is because I feel like I don't justify the fact that I need all these things. And if I'm feeling one machine over here, then I'm going to focus on that. And then I'm always like kind of in the mindset, maybe I'll buy that again. But I do end up losing money that way. Because especially if you try to take this over to Guitar Center, I had in my mind, like, if they try to offer me anything less than $200, I'm going home. But even that, it's really not worth it in the long run. So I have this dream. I just don't have, the thing is this, it's not necessarily that I know that I don't need these items, but it's also another factor is the fact that I don't really feel like I have the space to store them and collect them. But I have been thinking about lately, like if I had my own like dedicated room, because this is a living room corner, and I like to have boxes stacked over here off camera and stuff, and sometimes I stack them over there behind the couch. Because I'll get some sounds. I have some stuff that's on loan and some stuff that I own. But if I really had a space, like I'd like to own every single MPC. I would be a collector. That's the one thing I would collect. I'm not a collector of any other things. I'm not like super into like cars or like sports or any of that. Like I used to be into, I just don't follow that kind of stuff. Like this is my number one hobby and obsession. So if I was to collect something, it would be MPCs, it would be samplers. And I imagine having like little shelves on the wall, racks and stuff where I can set them down and like pull a new one out, take the one off the desk, put that one up on the rack, just have plenty of space for all of them so I can cycle through. And I kind of am like that. I think it's kind of human behavior too, to get tired of one thing and then want to get something else. So it is kind of a loss of money when I do that and I sell them and rebuy them, because you lose some of the value when you resell. So I mean, just having them on hand would be a smart thing, I think, as a collector and a user, and bringing them out and live streaming or writing music with it. So yeah, I decided to pull it out and do what I've been doing with the 500, which is just going on Splice and building drum kits from sounds I find on Splice. I like doing that. So I'm gonna start with a crash. I never start with the crash. I usually start with a kick or a snare. What's good? Chat is live. So what's happening with all you? Appreciate the thumbs up. Got 4 of them already. 12 people in here. School hit the button. What's good, man? Sim City, Big World. What's up? DeLorean. Just paid off my SP 2 weeks ago. That's what's up, man. Must feel good to actually own it, right? Yeah, you need a dedicated room. My room getting packed out with music equipment. For real? I'd like to see that. What do you got? Tell me about what you have, man. I want to hear about your collection as well. But yeah, like I was in my video I put out yesterday, someone was telling me I need to try the 3000 out, and I was saying I was like reflecting on the same ideas. If I could collect them all, I would. Because I get into I start searching eBay and stuff, and I think another part of the issue is not having time and space too. Because when I don't have the time to actually be sitting down and being productive creating, I'm like looking at gear because I have more time and access to my phone. Like if it's loud in here, or if I'm at work, if it's loud in here, the kids around, I'm not really in the mood to make music. I can't really record vocals. I can maybe make some beats, but I don't that's not my process anymore. I want to do the songs in its entirety, but there's more time when you have access to your phone to just to kind of indulge in this hobby by looking at gear. And so I've been searching eBay and stuff, and when he made that comment, I was just like, oh man, I haven't tried the 3000, the 60, the 62, the 4000, the 5000. So eventually I'd love to try all those and have them up on shelves and all that. Sales McFly was good. Split X, what's happening? Yeah. Head itchy. I think I might need to get a dedicated mixer. Oh, let me switch this. All right, so this is how I've been working lately with my MPCs, making drum kits using. I like Splice. People hate on it, but I think for drums it's cool at the very least. And I mean, a lot of the sounds are cool. I mean, it still feels kind of weird to me, but sometimes it does take a bit of digging to find something that I like in here, as far as a loop goes that I want to chop up. But yeah, I was thinking I need an actual mixer other than this little thing so I can mute out tracks. Because I got my mic running into this, and so I need to quickly turn my volume down on my mic so I can just record these drums in. Okay, we'll start there. And let me do a kick now. Light on. That's good. Let's narrow it down to hip hop kicks. That's kind of cool. That's gonna have a mic in it. I gotta kind of remember this workflow. I'm already kind of tripping. Doing this kind of fast. I usually take my time with this just to find the right, because this is really important to me. Sound selection, finding the right kicks and snares and all the hats. I like doing that. I like that process more so than I just want to then grabbing a pre-made kit. So grabbing these, kind of just randomly going through here because I don't want to get the kicks at the top necessarily. So probably use those already. Kind of like that one better. Okay. Snares. But yeah, I mean, this is Splice kind of has the best little browser because you can easily tag stuff and it's a large collection. So yeah, I'm just gonna go because I've probably heard a lot of these snares. I mean, I'm kind of drawn to that right now. Let's go roll. I've heard of the Suzuki Omnichord for sure because I found a couple apps that you can perfectly play note. Hey, well, that's what's up. What's it called? I got a DJ setup, speakers, amp, MPC-1 Plus, a full studio setup, talk box, keyboard, a few dynamic and condenser. That's a nice little setup. That's not too crazy though. I thought maybe like, I don't know, I was picturing like crazy amount of samplers. I'll probably replace some of these sounds like this snare and stuff. That classic one there. Yeah, I don't know why I'd want to sell this. This thing is just too good. Probably not gonna want that snare. Maybe chop off the end of it. I usually don't like a lot of air over the tail. I'll do that quite a bit. But yeah, MKII needs to come out with that live mini. That's what I'm waiting on, man. Something in between an MPC 500, a SP-404 Mark II would be nice. One thing I like about the 500 is I could filter this kick, you know. I can filter all these sounds individually. Yes, I can do that here, and maybe it's lazy to not just go ahead and resample it, but there are certain things. I think I'm not the only one that would like a filter per track or per pad on this thing for the So I had to make decisions sometimes. I like that one. I like that. I'm gonna go with this one though. That one's nice, but this one's pretty clean. Is this new? Like, I'm noticing that. I don't know. I feel like it's cut kind of some of the first bit of the tag on the sound when I sample every sounded. Mute groups. Mute group. Okay, let me find a hi-hat then. One app is called C-Arp on the App Store. Another app is called Accordion, but with Accordion you can control the MIDI of apps like Logic or GarageBand. That's what's up. Yeah, for a minute I was looking for like some cool like chord actual hardware controllers because I'm just more into that. And I messed around with the idea of using what is that one? Scalar, because Scalar has a stand. I have that on here. And that's pretty cool because you can use that actually to control hardware. Like I've actually controlled, I don't do this, but I've actually tested it to see if it works. You can control over, I think over Bluetooth even, the MPC Live and do strumming with that. Scalar has a little strumming effect. So Studio 24 dropped some nice upgrades. I was thinking about using an SP-404. Is the octave good now? Because last time you could only use like one octave. It's still only 2 octaves. Yeah, that hasn't been changed. There is a setting that you can adjust to strum chords on Scalar, but it's not like real time. Like you don't have like a finger to strum with. There was something recently. There's this new thing that came out. I think it's getting pretty popular. I don't know if y'all heard about it, but it was a Kickstarter. I can't remember what it's called exactly, but it has like the ability to strum stuff. Yeah, you can do it. Cresshead, what's good? What's all what then? Blatantly blatant, what's good? Never used Scalar, but been obsessed with the idea of unlocking melodies since I'm not proficient. Yeah, kind of in mind, like I was explaining it earlier. You know what Kickstarter I'm talking about? I don't even know what it's called, but I guess you know. It's like this white. It kind of looks like an OP1, like it's like this size, and it's got these I think round buttons in like kind of a diagonal grid, and then it has like a little touch screen thing that you could use to strum. But yeah, I put the SP-404. I actually packed it up a couple days ago. I see why I took the sticker off here and I replaced the knobs. These knobs are the knobs that come with, if you buy the SP-404 what do you call it, case, it comes with spare orange knobs right there. And yeah, just because I get in this mind state of selling and rebuying and stuff. It's just normal for me, so it's nothing to be alarmed about. I'm not selling it because any like rational reason, just because I like, do that from time to time, and that's about it. If you want to hear a little more detailed, play back the intro. But yeah, I haven't used it in a while, and that's mainly what it is. When I don't use something, I kind of feel like I don't need it. I have multiple things that do the same kind of thing. Principally, like I do kind of obsess with. Although I am a bit obsessed with gear in itself and like trying new gear, and I love NPCs. I wish I could collect them all. I am also obsessed with minimalism too. So it's kind of weird because you always see me like, you'll never see me like chaining together 2-3 MPCs or even an MPC and an SP and all that. Like, I like the minimalist approach of just using one at a time and getting the most out of it, and it's kind of a little obsession of mine. And yeah, Chord Machine AKT 0.1 Kudos Studios. Exactly, man. It jogged my memory right there with that. Yeah. I want to mess, as soon as I get all these drums on here, I also want to mess with, I want to go into the pad settings, because actually since I started using the 500 again and I put fat pad on it, the 500 has become my favorite velocity sensitivity for finger drumming. Kind of crazy. I didn't even expect that. I didn't remember the pads being that good. They're terrible if you don't put the fat pads on it, or maybe do the little fix, because I never done the fix. But after using that and then messing with this, I did bring it out to kind of mess with it a little bit before I I actually deleted all my projects on here. No big deal, because the projects that I was moving forward with, I just sampled them on my MPC before, and those are projects that are becoming songs. So I got them saved there. So no big deal. I deleted all the projects to possibly sell this. But yeah, the sensitivity on the 500, a lot better than this, at least with the settings that this is at. So I got to look at it and maybe change them up. Okay, so what was I doing? Looking for hats, hi-hats. Open and close hats. Let's go. Let's do a little nice little roulette, splice roulette there. I don't like these open hats that like have the close sound at the end, because they're kind of short. So I don't usually go for those ones. I like to have a nice long open hat so that I can choose to close it whenever I want, just by putting it on a mute group. Let me switch this to just one shot. I mean, I think a lot of people hate on splice, but for this, it's actually really nice. And if you'll notice, one thing is it's just sampling these sounds. Kind of the benefit of just sampling these sounds in. Ain't no Splice Police gonna come knock at my door. Or do y'all really use credits for drum sounds on Splice? Is that the one? Hats are difficult, man. It's difficult to find a good hat. Like, I'm really picky about my hats. They gotta be playable, like, you know. I'm not going for like a trap style hat. More of a organic type of hat. Maybe a little too much dirt. I could try it. Let me see. I don't know if that's gonna be playable too, like for doing. Okay, that's fine for now. Yeah, so pretty much the point of the stream is I'm obsessed with gear, which is cool. Like, you know, good to have a YouTube channel, I guess, if you're obsessed with gear. That's cool. Advantage. Let's try that. Using my 500, I've kind of changed my finger drum layout here. I use a 12 pad layout, and really it makes sense because this is really all that I utilize. Otherwise, other sounds that I usually put in, it's like 8 rows, you know what I mean, like 8 pads, or like kind of fillers, like a shaker or something. But I could throw a shaker in there. But the thing about the 500 is so good that I can just have one hat. I usually put a copy of the hat and kind of slightly change it, put the level down a little bit. It gives me a better realistic vibe to when I'm playing my hats. Like, this doesn't sound realistic, but on the 500, I can do really soft, and it sounds good. But also the sound selection matters. So like picking a good hat is vital, I think, for me at least. I used to spend hours just on a hat and was never happy. So even till today, a lot of these songs that I've made, that I've actually released, don't even have hi-hats on them. I think at least a couple of them do. You were looking at the case today? Yeah, it's a solid case. If you got any questions about it, like I actually let me put the overhead